Hello, everyone. Are we ready for the phone calls as well? Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of another topic of just everything basically about COVID 19. We're going to be talking about COVID 19, that's the coronavirus. We all know that it's a big problem now. It's a disease which kills, and I think everybody in the world they are all affected by this coronavirus. Um, Today we're gonna be talking about. We'll try and cover, you know, everything basically, like up to where we know people are being affected now. That's the symptoms like depression, even with teenagers as well. We all know very well financially, some people are struggling as well, and a lot of people have lost their loved ones, which we our heart goes out to the family, all the families that have lost their loved ones. We have someone that lost his life as well, so may so rest in perfect peace. Um, yeah. So you've got the number there. You can call in, and let's talk about COVID 19. Now, a lot of people know what COVID 19 is. It's a virus. It's a deadly virus, and the WHO they're saying that is a new one as well. That is why they haven't got a cure yet. They're still trying out a lot of vaccine everywhere, all over the world. People are working really, really hard trying to find a cure. And this deadly disease, coronavirus, is still spreading, and killing a lot of people. Now, the I know we know the scientists are working really, really hard. They are doing their hardest to get the vaccine out for everyone, but what's it called? The vaccine, they're all currently being tested, trying to know if it's safe for use, and I think the Ebola vaccine that came out was I think it took almost 5 years or so. So to create a vaccine or to get one, for it to be properly used on humans, it takes years. But for this particular one, because of the spread, and the way it's killing people every day, they are trying to make something very fast. But obviously, they want it to be safe for everybody to use. I mean, they want it to be safe before they bring it out. Because I know somebody said it takes almost a decade. A decade, that's 10 years to, to create or to get a vaccine, really. But we know that as it is now, a lot of there's a lot of stories out there where people are saying that, oh, the vaccine is out, they've got a cure. But according to the WHO, World Health Organization, they haven't got a cure yet. So they're just advising people to stay safe, to stay indoors, and try and self isolate, or the social distances. They're trying to take all those little precautions and measures to prevent the spread of this coronavirus. We all know what coronavirus is now. It's a droplet disease where if you sneeze or if you cough and you've got it, you can spread it easily to another human. And it's a disease that is airborne. It's an airborne disease. it needs an orifice to be able to get into the human. That's the it needs the eyes somewhere to that's a portal or an entry. Your eyes, nose, your mouth. You know that's why they said try not to touch your face too much. If you're the kind of person that if you touch your face a lot, try and wash your hands, because you can, even if you don't have it, you can place your hand somewhere where someone have already coughed on it, like a hard surface. We know it takes up to 72 hours or so to for it to clear. So please call in and let's discuss coronavirus. It is real, and we were also talking about we know a lot of people know the symptoms, the signs and symptoms. It varies with different people, but the common symptoms we know it's where people have sore throat. Sore throat does come first, and before the high temperature, then you start coughing as well. I think you start coughing before the high temperature. It just varies where people can have asymptomatic, they can have just mild one or severe. People say if you have, I think if you have underlying comorbidity, if you have underlying cause, where if you have diabetes or lung problems, or if you have pneumonia before and you have a scar on your lungs, and people say high blood pressure and other comorbidity, maybe kidney disease and all that, liver problems, and but it does go in. It is a very deadly disease where it goes in straight and it does attack. It stays in your throat, obviously, and it does attack very aggressively. It goes straight to your lungs, and it does affect the lungs very badly. Where in a severe case, you see people going straight to they go to the hospital, and they end up being admitted, and less than a few days, I think it takes 8 to 9 days, where if you can come out of it, then after 14 days obviously you'll be able to maybe get your life back. But if you stay, if it stays longer than 8 to 9 days, that's when I think the people start having shortness of breath. It means there's the lungs is developing a bit of fluid somewhere, and next thing you know, the person will start having severe infection. When they start having shortness of breath like that, a severe one that they can't breathe on their own, that's when we get the ventilator in. When we get the ventilator in, the ventilator basically help the person to breathe properly. It does help the person to breathe basically, and it's if you stay longer on the ventilator, it will cause more damage, because at the end of the day, you don't have enough oxygen going through the body. You don't have enough oxygen feeding through your organs. That's your lungs, your kidney, your pancreas, your liver, everywhere. That's the organs. And if they don't have enough oxygen, to work or function properly, that's when we see severe deterioration, where they won't be able to pass urine and function very well. The coronavirus just it kills the cells really. Why is it attacking people that have diabetes or kidney problem or high blood pressure or comorbidity problem? Is because their defense mechanism is down, kind of just a bit down, maybe that you will not be able to fight back properly They said people that have maybe those symptoms that are not very severe, maybe in 5 to 6, 7 days, you come up, you're okay. I mean, you get a bit better, but I mean, you come out of it, but you still have a few days to get yourself properly recovered. They said they don't have maybe other comorbidities, but call me. Don't let me talk and talk all night. Please call me because I'm hoping to finish before 8 o'clock. Just want to say thank you very much, Eddie. Thank you very much, Eddie Egwaoje, for doing this for me today. Thank you. And thank you, CTRIM family, for supporting me as well. I'll say big thank you to Pastor Gideon Sani and his wife Christina Jonas Sani for supporting me as well. I'm only saying this just in case I forget during the show. Okay, we'll talk about, I think 2 weeks ago, we talked about, what's it called, excessive use of home remedies where we have people taking lemon and 2 lemon a day, or excessive use. Okay, we've got a caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. My name is Muyiwa from Nigeria.
Hello, brother Muyiwa. Thank you for calling. Good evening.
Yeah, I really appreciate your educated talk on coronavirus.
Thank you very much.
I read somewhere that coronavirus cannot survive a temperature of 27 degrees. And in Nigeria here, we are our temperature is like.
I think we've lost Brother Muyiwa from Nigeria. He's trying to talk about. I think if I heard him correctly, he's trying to say that the coronavirus really affect Nigeria or in a hot climate that really is. He didn't finish before the call dropped, so hopefully we'll call back and explain further. But we all know that even in hot climates, we have the coronavirus there. People are saying that I think that's what he's trying to say, that the coronavirus really spread in a hot climate, really spread that much the way it's spreading in Europe. Some parts of America it's very hot. Some parts of America, some of the states are hot, and they still do have what's it called, the coronavirus. They're killing people as well. I think I've got another caller.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Who is calling? Who is on the line?
Good evening. My name is Patient.
Hello. Hello, doctor. Hello, doctor. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Thanks for calling, Dr. Patient.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Good evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much for coming out to talk about COVID-19.
Thank you.
And thanks for all your comments and your efforts in doing this. I just want to add, from my own point of view, as a doctor from ED or A&E emergency department, my advice to everyone would be, if they notice anything unusual about their normal state of health, I would advise them to please take care by going to the accident and emergency. If you've got temperature, we all know the symptoms of COVID-19, cough, sore throat, temperature, you can call it fever, shortness of breath. Some are losing their taste, sense of smell, sense of taste. Some of them, what we're noticing now is weaknesses in the lower limb, cramps in any part of the body. If you notice any neurological symptoms that you feel this is not normal for you, I will please advise individuals to please go to accident and emergency. We are there to advise you, or better still, you can call 111 and they will be able they will also be able to advise you and channel you to the right direction. Thank you.
Doctor, please, can I ask you a question? Because nowadays, when people feel a bit, what will I say, that they feel if they call, they always ask them to call 111. That even if they're feeling all the symptoms like fever and all that, at what stage will someone be admitted to the hospital?
It depends with individuals, even if they have those symptoms. Some of them are clinically stable to go back home. If they come to us for an emergency and we do the basic observations, such as the temperature, we check the saturation, we check the heart rate. If any of these parameters are giving us the high new score, like what we call early warning signs, then we'll bring them in. Some of them can just come with maybe I've got heaviness in my chest, and we check the saturation, and we see that the oxygen level is about 85, 86%. That is not normal for an individual. Mm-hmm. Even with a patient who has got a COPD, we will expect them to have a saturation of 88 to 92% on room air. Mm-hmm. But for someone who is normal and got no comorbidities like COPD, and is not coming with a saturation of 86% on room air, or less than 90% on room air, those kind of things we'll get worried about and we'll bring them into A&E. But like we said, better we check your observation, making sure everything is okay, and then you can be reassured to go home. It's not everybody we admit, and with most people we send them home, and then we give them, what did they say, how will I put it now? We tell them to come back if they notice any deterioration, any worsening of the symptoms. So those are the red flags, and those are the warning signals for them to please contact come back to the emergency if there's any concern about their health.
Okay. One more question. I think because of the way it started, very, it was really, really bad. I mean, the death rates every day was really going up. So I know the A&E staff, like I know you're a senior doctor that works in the A&E, and you guys are really overwhelmed. And some people are saying that when they call in, sometimes they tell them that call 111. Obviously, 111 will give them advice and tell them what to do. Like what you just said, that whatever symptoms, and if you know you're having high temperature and it's getting what, please call or come to the hospital. Thank you very much. And another question is, I think nowadays, I think the coronavirus now, obviously we know that it goes in where if you have COPD, obviously, it will make it worse. If you have pneumonia before, it will make it worse. If you have other underlying causes now, we've heard that it's taking another turn where it goes in. I mean, it comes in another form now. This is the latest now, where I think I had this week that it comes in if you have Guillain-Barré disease. Please explain it
that was
a little bit.
Neurological symptoms I talked about. If they notice any weakness, any numbness, any cramps, anything unusual about the neurological state, then they need to seek emergency help as well.
Okay, so that Guillain-Barré disease, it does come with limb weaknesses. Some people have numbness as well, isn't it? So when they have that,
some may have a lower back pain. Yeah,
lower back pain.
Lower back pain. Yeah.
Lower back
pain. They
pain.
have a chronic gait as well. Yeah.
Okay, so now the coronavirus.
Anything that is unusual about an individual, who advise them to take medical help. There might be many reasons for neurological condition as well.
There might be many. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you very much for calling. We really appreciate your call. Thank you for the advice. God bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Well, the doctor just called and given us a bit of advice as well, that if we have any symptom now, because it can come in any other form, although it varies with other people. So it comes now with other form. I've got a caller. Hello. Hello. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. God bless you.
Good
Sister
evening.
Jane.
God bless you. Thank you for calling,
Well
Sister
done for the
Edith.
exposure and the
Thank you.
highlighting things about the coronavirus.
Thank you very much.
I was just hoping that I would have been able to ask the doctor this question.
Yeah.
or perhaps anybody else listening to this show can throw more light onto the reason why the Black and ethnic minority group are passing away more in frontline workers in the NHS. Because that's what we've been hearing in the news.
Yeah.
And I know already that the government and the health sector have said that one of the reasons is because we tend to have underlying physical health conditions, so we deteriorate faster if the person catches the COVID-19. And then especially the Asians, we tend to live together in communities, and we go to church and we do a lot of community things, so we sort of mix more between ourselves and thereby passing the virus higher. And obviously many of us are frontline workers. We love to work in key worker kind of jobs. So is there any advice for us of how to protect ourselves further, and maybe more reasons why this is happening and how we can support one another in this difficult time? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling, Sister Edie. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your call. Thank you. Now, Sister Edie just called regarding the death rate of ethnic minority that is climbing up every day, and she just want to know why. Obviously, if there's a doctor there to answer this question. I know I heard the news on Sky News that said that that we Asian and the Black community, that they have more families. Obviously, they'll be able to spread it among themselves. They have comorbidities as well. They know that a lot of them have diabetes as well, underlying causes. Now, I also read somewhere that the ethnic minority are taking a lot of homely remedies. Someone said he went to the hospital and he was admitted. Immediately he was admitted, they put him straight to the coronavirus ward. He was admitted to on the ward, and by the time they check everything, the blood test and all that, he didn't have coronavirus, and they find out that I think what he was taking, we talked about homely remedy last week. Now some people are being admitted because of that. They take excessive use of their home remedies, where some people take 2 lemon in the morning, another 2 in the evening, and they put how much a whole bunch of ginger in it as well, and they just drink it straight away. Now some people don't know that they have ulcer. They don't know they have other underlying cause where they can trigger this home excessive use of home remedies, and they get admitted. They trigger it so high, like if you have ulcer, like what we discussed last week, you have other things that if it triggers it very well and you don't really know what is going on, you start having loose stool, and you start having anxiety, thinking that you've got the coronavirus, because some people, they said somewhere that even the coronavirus can appear to be when you have diarrhea and headaches and all that. But some people say that like last week, someone said that the excessive use of lemon started giving them headaches. Obviously the coronavirus is one of them, to say you have headaches as well. Now, people will go to the hospital and say they have severe stomach pain. It's a homely remedy that is excessive use, and they end up being admitted to the coronavirus ward, and before they'll catch it there. And sorry, I've got a caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, good evening.
Jane.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me clearly?
Very well. I can hear you clearly. Very well. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I actually thank you for educating us and explaining a lot of signs and symptoms of this COVID-19.
Yeah.
I actually wanted you to explain or tell us again, because some people, they might have maybe one symptom,
yeah,
or some of them might be asymptomatic. Yeah, but what I want to ask is that, and maybe when they get to the hospital, they might ask them to come back because they are not showing 3 of the symptoms.
Okay.
And when they get back home, they might actually need like something, a medication to take. Is there any medication that could help if it is not really severe?
Okay. Okay. Sorry, who is calling? May I know who is calling, please?
Pardon?
Sorry, who is calling? Who is on the line? May I know who is calling?
Okay.
Is that Chioma?
I can't hear clearly, please.
Sorry, what's your name?
Okay.
What's your name? Okay. Thank you very much, caller. I don't know your name, but thank you very much for calling. I really appreciate your call. I think you've asked a question to, I think, for us to enlighten what people, if they ask you to go home because you're asymptomatic. And asymptomatic means if you're not, if it's not severe. I mean, if you're having, like sore throats, headaches, and all those, symptoms that shows that you've got the coronavirus, and if they send you home, she's asking what you need to take when you get home. Now, there's no cure at all. According to the WHO, the World Health Organization, there's no cure. What people do, they take medication that will help them boost up their immune system, where their immune system or their defense mechanism will be very strong. It doesn't stop the coronavirus from coming in, but it will help your immune system to fight it, whereby if you have if you don't have any comorbidities, if you don't have any underlying cause, it will just it will help you better, where let's say 5 to 8 days or so you'll be able to come out of it. I've heard that multivitamins, I mean the high strength one, that's got zinc, vitamin C and everything in it. People say they go to, I'm not advising you to take that, but I've heard that it does help, because obviously if you can't really cover all your multivitamins with just lemon and ginger. People say lemon and ginger works for them. I mean, that's how many vitamins. Now if you take the multi, that's everything really, multivitamins from Holland and Barrett. I'm not advertising for Holland and Barrett, but the Holland and Barrett is I think their medication is plant-based. It's plant-based, which is safe. So if people take multivitamins, they try and take vitamin C, they try and take other medication that will cover. Zinc is a very good one as well. Sorry, I've got a caller. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Who is on the line, please? Good evening. Who is on the line?
Yeah. This is Yinka from Nigeria.
Good evening, Yinka from Nigeria.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay, I would like to talk about the COVID-19.
Yeah.
Okay, in my area here, like for example in Lagos State,
Yes.
the way we move forward now is by protecting ourselves by the nose mask and all, and the social distance. So by that way, we won't be able to infect each other by that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your call. Thank you very much. This is someone from Nigeria calling to say that the social distances and I think the shutdown as well is helping, according to him, and that's what they are practicing in Nigeria at the moment. and that is the same what we're practicing here. We are, we're just doing the same social distancing and washing our hands, regularly, 20 seconds, and just it's up to you if you want to put masks. And I think in Scotland now you must wear masks, I think, to go to the shops and all that. But here is up to you as well if you can wear your mask, because some people are saying the mask as well is not going to help or prevent the spread. Some masks, not all of them, will help you. Some of them if you have it, you can breathe through your mask and give it to someone. And some of them is if you have a proper mask, if you have a proper mask, it prevents you from getting it. So there are different masks out there. Some of them are strong, some of them are weak. Wearing the mask, some of the masks, doesn't mean that you won't be able to catch the coronavirus, because if you feel your mask that you're putting on, because of that, you can go very close to someone and the person have it, but you feel, oh, I've got my mask on and I'm very secured about, I'm very secured I can, go near anybody or touch anything. And if you go near someone that have it and the person cough and you feel that the mask is, you're secured, because every now and again we tend to touch the mask. You try and adjust it, isn't it? You try and adjust the mask, and if someone have already coughed or sneezed, or it's an airborne disease, you're standing very close to someone, feeling you're very protected with masks, and they do whatever they like, and you share the air, or the droplets is already there and is on your mask, and you're not wearing gloves, and you're touching your mask, trying to adjust it properly, and it's all over your mask, it's everywhere in front, but your hands are touching it. Then you take off your mask, maybe touch your eyes, and you wonder how you got it, because you feel you've been very secured with a mask, but your hands have already touched the outside of your mask, and you've rubbed your eyes, because it needs the coronavirus needs an orifice to go in. It needs a portal, needs an entry, really. So the entries that's why they say don't touch your face, don't touch your eyes, don't touch your nose. It goes straight. If someone's got it goes, if they cough, sneeze, you're sharing the same air. But the social distances is because obviously, it will not be, you're not too close to that person, so you're not sharing the same air, basically. Hello, I've got a caller. Hello. Hello, good evening. Who is calling? Who is on the line?
Bomo.
Oh, welcome to the show.
Hello, I'd like to ask, how do you think teenagers are coping with the lockdown and everything?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your call. Now this caller is asking how are teenagers coping with a we'll come back to that. I've got a caller again. Hello. Hello, good evening. Who is calling? Who is on the line? Hello, welcome to the show.
I'm fine.
Hello, thank you for calling. Yeah.
Hello?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay. I think the topic is on COVID-19.
Yes.
And how we get protected or how we have been served.
Yes.
Okay. For me, I like to stay in.
Okay.
Try to limit my my association with people. I try not to go too far. Even most especially those places where we have babies, I try to stay away.
I think we've lost a caller. We've lost a caller. Maybe they'll call back. I think she's trying to say something of how this is a call from Nigeria, that how she's isolating herself to basically limit how she mingle with people. I think she might call back. The other caller called regarding how teenagers are, coping with the lockdown and COVID-19. Now, I think I can't remember if it's 2 weeks or when, that a reporter shows that a lot of teenagers, not in other country but this country, that United Kingdom, there are a lot of teenagers are going into depression, and obviously they're not seeing their friends, or maybe they too much of the what's it called, the device use, or we don't know, but it's affecting teenagers, female, and mostly female, they say, mostly female, and parents need to just try and maybe engage the female children more in what they do, and they just make them come out from their shells, and make them a bit happy. Obviously, it's not something they're used to. Some of the females and the males as well, it's not something they're used to, where if some of the teenagers have got boyfriends and girlfriends, and if they have boyfriends and girlfriends, they don't get to see them. They don't get to see their boyfriends, they don't get to see their girlfriends as well. And it's some people, it varies. For some children, they're very strong, they can hold it together, and they can do Skype and do Zoom, or you do all that. But some of them obviously want to see their boyfriend or their girlfriend physically, where obviously these are people that go out together. Almost every weekend they go out together, and some people go to the pubs together. They have dates where they've already set that every Saturdays they go out, together, and obviously things like this now have affected them, and we have to look at the big picture. Basically, look at that's holistically. We have to look at it in depth to know what is going on. So really, I think as parents, we just need to engage our children more, make them do, just make sure you keep an eye on them, basically, because some of them, they shield themselves in your room for a very long time because there's no school, there's no activity. Sorry, I've got a caller.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, I just came to answer one of the questions about how can you help teenagers through this time in coronavirus.
Okay. Sorry, who's on the line?
My name's James.
Sorry, who?
James, I'm a teenager. I am 17 years old.
Oh, James, you're a teenager. You're 17 years old. Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to answer the question.
Okay. You want me to answer how teenagers are? Oh, you want to answer the question? Please go ahead, James.
What did you say? Sorry.
So you said you want to answer the question. Please go ahead.
Yes, about the teenagers, about how parents can support teenagers during this time.
Yes, James, thank you. Please go ahead.
I think the best way that parents can support teenagers is by offering them support and just maybe trying to take stress. A lot of teenagers won't admit it, but times like this is incredibly stressful. Yeah. Especially because of the fact that teenagers are used to going to school all the time.
That's right.
And they're used to a routine. They're used to having a structured day, lessons, break time, and they don't have that anymore. So a lot of teenagers are going to spend a lot of their time online, playing games, and they're just going to waste a lot of time. Yeah. So I'd also say, giving them tasks to do, like very, very light tasks, maybe encouraging them to start baking or cooking or just doing fun things.
That's true. That's true. Thank you very much, James. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, James. And James is James is one of the young MP in Gillingham Medway. Is one of the MP now. He's just got the role. I think towards the end of last year or early this year, he just got the role for to be the MP of Medway. Thank you, James. Thank you very much. If I'm not correct, please correct me, James. Thank you. Now James is contributing, giving us some tips that a lot of teenagers when they go to school, obviously they will give the parents a bit of relief, but now they are with their parents 24 hours, and it's putting this. Sorry, I've got a caller. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the show. Please, what's your name?
This is Miss Mayuri.
Okay.
I'm calling from Nigeria.
You're calling from Nigeria. Thank you. Welcome to the show.
Yes, can you hear me?
Very well, very clear.
So I'm actually concerned about the topic on board. And my question is, I really don't know why people take lemon and what's it called, water detoxification or something as a means of detoxification or something. What if you are an ulcer patient or something, dealing with something else? How does that really work for you?
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. I didn't get your name. Is that Mr. Irene or Sorry, what's your name? Thank you very much. Thank you. I think I didn't get his name, but he's trying to ask a question that if you have ulcer and you've got you're having symptoms of this coronavirus, that what can you take? Now I've talked about I know a lot of people people take the lemon and there's no cure. They take lemon and ginger. If you know you've got that, I think I've got a caller. If you know you've got all that, and you've got ulcer, you just try and take a mild one. It's not gonna take it away. It's not gonna cure the coronavirus. It's just gonna boost your immune system. It will just help you with your immune system. There's no cure. Hello, hello? Hello, good evening. Now, the other caller as well, I think James was talking about how we can, engage our teenagers, and we should really keep an eye on them as well, because some of them have got the devices and all that they use to engage with other children, and we don't know what kind of war or beef or whatever they're facing, that when it's down they might be able to, people come and sorry, I've got a caller. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Is this CTRIM?
Good evening.
Is this CTRIM? Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Is this CTRIM program reaching out to us?
Thank you very much.
Okay, my name is Onome. I'm calling from Nigeria.
Hello, thank you very much. Thank you very much, calling from Nigeria.
Okay. So, for me, my contribution is that being in Africa, we have some spices that we use, and we spices are food. Some of the spices are antiviral rather, that it can help build our immune system again. That's what we suppose do. Sometimes I feel probably that's the reason why the spread is not as hot as it is in some other European countries. So we use a lot of spices like ginger. There are some I don't know their local names. I don't know the English names. Use them helps build our immune system against COVID-19.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
So that's basically what I want to say. That's how far we have been able to
So you're saying
keep
that
ourselves from, yes, ginger, atari, there's a lot of vitamins like that. Which of them in our food, even to make them in our food, the boil, the drinks, all those help to build our immune system.
okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Onome from Nigeria. Thank you very much. Yeah, Onome is trying to just give us our own experience, what they use in our household, where the lemon ginger is very popular, where people take lemon ginger a lot. I mean, the last call I also say, if from Nigeria, that if you have ulcer and you don't even know what to take, if they say you should go home, they've got tablets in lemon ginger, where you can take ginger, or if you're going to take lemon, it should be very mild. Onome just said that they take things like the lemon, ginger, back of pineapple, and all that. They boil it and they drink it, and other remedies that they put in it. Yeah, and Sister Edith said that why are they, ethnic minority are being, more admitted. Now, the homely remedy, we talked about that 2 weeks ago, where people take excessive use of it. We don't know what we should measure, really. We don't know what to measure. We don't know what to, you don't know how many to put in it. But if you know you've got underlying cause, you've got ulcer, you've got other problem, maybe you should just reduce it and take mild ones, and maybe put a bit of honey in it. I've got a caller. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening. I can hear you. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to the show. If you turn your volume down, you'll be able to hear me better. Okay, you try and call back. Okay, if you turn your volume down, you'll be able to hear me better. Thank you for calling. Now, yeah, so we're just touching everything, basically talking about COVID-19, everything about COVID-19, financially, how people are coping. There's a lot of help out there. Hello, I've got a caller.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Jane.
Good evening. Hello, welcome to the show. Who is calling?
Yeah, I'm Serena.
Oh, Serena, thank you for calling. Welcome to the show, Serena.
Yes, and I thank you for all your information you've been sharing.
Thank you.
They've been wonderful and educative.
Thank you very much.
Yes, there is a question I would like to ask.
Mm-hmm.
And this question is about most of the frontline staff.
Yes.
Especially with the doctors and the nurses,
Mm-hmm.
they have actually been losing their life
Mm-hmm.
in the process of this COVID-19
Yes.
in places of their work.
Mm.
Yeah, saving lives. Yeah, my question is that I really don't understand why a large amount of nurses and doctors are losing their lives,
Mm-hmm.
because I believe that there is this PPE available
Mm-hmm.
to them, and at the same time, maybe it's not available.
Mm-hmm.
But let's assume that at some point they have PPE. Then
Yeah.
why is it that they are still losing their life?
Yeah.
A large amount of them
Mm-hmm.
are still losing their life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Serena. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling. I really appreciate your call. Serena just she's asking and as well making a comment that why are the frontliners, a lot of them losing their lives? Why are so many of them, still losing her life, and she's asking that don't they have enough PPE or what's going on now? When the coronavirus breakout started, I think there was I think that there's a little bit of relaxation to say that okay, if you're very very ill and you have all the whatever of the signs and symptoms of coronavirus, they will put you somewhere where they isolate you. So whoever that comes to see you, they will wear all the correct PPE. Now they didn't know that obviously some people will be asymptomatic, where doctors will go and assess them and the doctors will catch it as well. Sorry, I've got a caller. Okay, sorry. We've lost our caller. Now, it's just like when there's a war, when a war breaks out, we've got people that are ready, like, the soldiers that are ready to go out there to, to fight this war. Some people will lose their life and some people will leave. Now, we've got the doctors, we've got nurses, we've got porters, we've got all the healthcare workers, that are losing their lives, and our heart goes out to them that may their soul rest in perfect peace. Because they are like, they are our heroes really, to be on the forefront. If you have soldiers that will go out and fight an enemy for the country, they are the one that will lose their life for the country. Like as I said, some of them will die and some of them will live, and those of them that have passed away, may their gentle soul rest in perfect peace. I will say that again, that they are really our true heroes, and may God bless their families. I've got a caller again. Hello? Hello? Who is on the line? Okay, we've lost our call. Thank you, Serena, for calling, for taking out time to call. I've got a few minutes left, and thank you, Muyiwa, for calling. Thank you very much, Adebisi Anota. Thank you, Serena. Thank you so much, Sister Betty. Thank you, Sister Joy Enebe. Thank you very much, and thank you, Mommy Florence, Mommy Flo. I love you. Thank you, thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Sister Edie. Thank you, Sister Chioma. Thank you very much, Sister Lara Lukunle. Thank you. Thank you, Mommy Elizabeth. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Falashade. Thank you very much. I can't go on and on. These are my CTRIM family. I've got a caller. If you turn your volume down, please, you'll be able to hear me clearly. If you turn your volume down, thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening. Who is on the line?
Good evening. I've been enjoying this show and I've been listening to it since.
Thank you.
I don't know if that doctor that spoke earlier, if she's still around or she can hear me.
Okay.
I want that doctor to clarify this. Somebody told me that that when they did the chart of the vulnerable people, I'm asking this question on behalf of the people in Nigeria.
Yeah.
That that people with high blood pressure, they are the highest risk.
Okay.
Highest risk is people with high blood pressure.
Yes.
And then followed by asthmatic, before diabetes and all that. I don't want to be confused because somebody told me that a doctor, a well-known American doctor, said this.
Yes.
And I just want this doctor that spoke earlier, if she can hear me, to clarify this, because I'm a little bit confused. And as we know, a lot of people in Nigeria, they are suffering with high blood pressure.
Yeah.
So if that doctor can answer that question, if she's around.
Sorry, who is on the line?
Or if you can, answer, please.
Sorry, who is on the line?
I really appreciate
it.
Because of the people in Nigeria.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My name is Christine. And I'm calling from Medway in Kent.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mommy Pastor. Thank you very much. Thanks for calling. Now, our Mommy Pastor, obviously I've mentioned that this is through CTRIM, Christ the Rock International Ministry, and Mommy Pastor Christina Christina John Husseini. She just called now, and she wants a lovely doctor that called earlier on to clarify. That's who I think she's trying to know if the people with blood pressure, if it's going to be attacking them the most. Now, I think if I'm very, very correct, an American doctor has put that on top of the chat, that people with high blood pressure, it does attack them the most, and people with diabetes, I think followed by diabetes, and also followed by people with COPD. COPD is when you have lungs problem, and if you have pneumonia and you've got scars in your lungs as well. Now, because of the AC inhibitors, now the way the consultant in America explain is, when you take your blood pressure medication regularly, you will not be able. I mean, you will. Even if you get it, you get mild symptoms because you take your blood pressure. Sorry, I've got a caller. I think waiting for seconds. Hello, who's on the line?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Joy. Well done, Sister Jane.
Hello, Sister Joy. Thanks for calling.
Your work.
Thank you.
It's just a quick question, though I'm coming a bit late because I was a bit busy.
Yeah.
So, my question is, we've been talking about frontline workers, that if you have the symptom, that you stay at home for 7 days. If there's any member of the family that you suspect having the symptoms too, you can further stay at home for 14 days. But is there anything that shows that when you go back to work after the 14 days that you've isolated yourself, that is there any reassurance that you are not going to catch it back? Because most of us, to be honest, we just quit our job for some time because we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we are going to catch it again. Mm-hmm. Because I've got some friends, they've isolated themselves for more than 14 days. And when they go back to work again, they keep catching the virus, though they haven't been tested positive. But because of the symptoms that they are showing, they keep showing the same symptoms and they keep staying back home. So is it not that we are endangering our life by isolating, going back again to expose ourselves, back home again, staying back? So what is the advice that, a tangible advice for the frontline workers? Because now, it's like when you get it, when you have the symptom and you stay back for 2 days, what they're trying to tell us that to build the immunity, maybe you can go back to work, you are safe. But it's not like that. Most of us, we are scared to go back to work because if you go through few of the symptoms, you will know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Though it might not be the corona, it might be the virus, mm-hmm. the COVID-19, but you will know what I'm talking about, those that have passed through that symptom. Mm-hmm. So we don't know now, maybe can we stay forward and go back to work, mm-hmm. or stay back at home, because we don't have, a reassurance to say that, okay, if you have it, that means you are covered, or you build your immune system against the virus. Mm-hmm. So thank you. That's my question. So how are we going to go about that for the front line, the key line workers? Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sister Joy, for calling. Thank you so much. My time is up. It's 2 minutes past 8, but I'll just go maybe a few minutes more. Now, Sister Joy has called. Oh no, I've got a caller again. I'm so sorry. We might end up taking this again next week. Another caller is on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Who is on the line? Welcome to the... Hello, I can hear you very well. Welcome to the show.
Sorry to call back. I just wanted to contribute to what the last caller said.
Yes.
The thing is that unfortunately for nurses
Yes.
and we people that work in the NHS,
Yeah.
when we completed our degree, we actually signed up to have a duty of care, and you cannot just the same way when maybe your Christian beliefs does not allow you to take care of people who are gay or lesbians, but because you have a duty of care, you have to. So it's not all the time that what's going to happen in society, be able to have control over. There are many of us who work in the NHS and we still have to go to work. But there are some other nurses, doctors, and people who do agency and local. They have that choice not to go to work. But some of us, it's not even a choice. We have to go to work, so we don't have any control over that. But the thing is that when you go to work, you have to practice the measures that have been put in place. That's full PPE and do what you've been asked to do. But the greatest problem for me is the issue of testing. Because you can test today and you are negative, and you test tomorrow and the person is positive. So that's why the government needs to develop the antibody test. That is the only sure proof to know if the person has got the virus in the past and developed the antibodies. But in terms of just having slight symptoms, like you rightly mentioned, somebody might drink a lot of lemon and think it's corona when they are having headache, but it's not. And they will then go to the hospital thinking it's symptoms, and they will then have symptoms. So the only sure thing really is antibody test. And for me, I have come to the conclusion that everybody needs to follow their own mind. If you want to go to work or if you don't want to go to work, it's very individualistic when it comes to this. But for some of us, we don't have a choice. We have to go to work because that's what we signed up. Like you said about soldiers, in time of war, we are indoors. Soldiers are fighting. They're not going to say, I'm not going to fight when there's war. That's what the person are signed up for. Unfortunately, doctors are not to die because that's what we signed up for. And also, in the beginning, there was this thing that was going around that, black people not get corona, black people not get corona. And that was when a lot of black and Christian minority exposed themselves, thinking they will not get it. On top of that, people using Christianity, as Christian, I will not get corona. Christians are dying, Christians are sick. So all those things increase the chances and the risk of many people getting corona. And within 1 day to a month, they then pass on because of the initial week around corona. So now we know better. When we go to work, we have to protect ourselves fully and just continue to pray and, that's what we need to do. So that's my little contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for calling. Thank you. I really appreciate your call. I've got three calls as lined up now. I need to just have a little discussion. Sister Joy that called regarding I think she's trying to say that people are, that's when one isolate themselves for 7 to 14 days, that now they say it's safe for you to go back to work. Now she's been hearing that some people go back to work and they end up getting it again. I don't know if there's a research or anything out there that you can get it again, but virus you can catch virus again, but it depends on the person, because some people, their immune system is very strong. They go to work and they work in the coronavirus world very well. And some people, they have comorbidity. They have other, underlying cause where if they catch it again, obviously, it might get very aggressive or severe or mild. Now, some people are, like what Sister Joy is saying now, that going to work is not a problem for her. Going to work for some people, going to work for some nurses is not a problem. It's if they go to work and they bring it home, and some of the nurses, they know very well that some of their children or their partner or the family members in the house, they have got that underlying cause. Are they going to go to work and bring it back again to them? Some of them, I think that's just their fear, that will they go to work now and go and bring it back in the house where everybody in the house will start getting sick. And if you know that a child in the house have got underlying cause or underlying problem, if there's a child or a partner in the house and they've got all that, you work in the front line, I wouldn't advise you to go to work. You need to, if you want to go to work, you can go to work and maybe self-isolate yourself somewhere else in the room or somewhere else in the house. But if you're going to go to work, you can take some measures where you change all your clothes, or if you work where you can have a shower, you can have a shower there, and clean up before you come home. But going to, I think the government or the GPs and all the doctors have written a letter to everybody that have got underlying morbidity or underlying health problem, that they should stay at home for 12 weeks. Some of them, they're going to increase their 12 weeks. If you know you have a child that have sickle cell, their immunity is really down, so it will not be fair to go out there, to bring it in for them, and there's a lot of underlying health problem that some family they do have. Now, some people are saying that a lot of health workers that are ethnic minorities are working in healthcare. Are they bringing it home to their partners and their children or adolescents? I don't know what's happening out there. I don't have the answer, but everybody is saying that why are ethnic minority, most of them passing away? Now, are they the one that really go do the job maybe without the right PPE? I don't really have an answer for that, but we do know that we have a lot of ethnic minority that work in the NHS. Like what Sister Edith said, that if you want to go to work, some people they don't have a choice. They have to go to work. Now, I don't think I can take any more calls because I need to round up. Maybe we'll talk about this again next week. Our mommy pastor also say that taking that if you've got blood pressure, if the doctor that called earlier on, thank you very much. I really appreciate your call. And if the people that have high blood pressure, if they are more at risk, the doctor in America that said that he's a consultant and have his own hospital or clinic as well. He put that on the chat first on the list because he said that there is a cell in the body. There's a cell in the body where the coronavirus do attack. And if the coronavirus attack that wall, it brings out the defense wall where the blood pressure you just spike up, and you won't know you have high blood pressure. You're walking about doing your own thing, and if you've forgotten to take your medication, now we all know what high blood pressure does. As it goes up, it affects the kidney, it affects everywhere in the body. And when you start that way, obviously the coronavirus will just get very aggressive, because you might not know you have high blood pressure. You're working doing your own thing, and you don't take your medication for this. But they said that if you do take your medication regularly, you take it very well, it will be a bit difficult for it to come and fight you, because there's something called the ACE, something inhibitor or whatever, where it blocks it really from coming in. Now, Serena has also talked about the if they have a correct PPE. Some hospitals in UK they did not have enough, but we do have. I'll call them our heroes that they went to the forefront to fight this coronavirus without the correct PPE, and while we're having the deaths, because some of them pass away. And some doctors and nurses, they're very brave. They're very brave. They love their job so much. They signed up for this career to say yes. It's just like I said earlier on, that you sign up to be an army or soldier. They, even if they're having symptoms, they still want to go help. They still want to go fight. But the ones that are staying at home, to say that they're trying to prevent it from coming into the house, because they have maybe children or their partners that have, or their grandmother, their nan, and they are the one looking after their nan. They're a bit scared to go out there to bring it to them. And I think if you're a health worker, whether you stay at home, whether you go to work, all of you, I think everybody is a hero as well, because the Prime Minister of the country, Boris Johnson said a few weeks ago to say, I think he thanked the whole nation for staying at home. Obviously, we would thank everybody for staying at home as well. Don't forget to wash your hands regularly. Don't forget to carry out the normal procedures wherever you are in the world. Let's carry out what the government has put in place for us. Thank you everybody for calling. I might not be able to answer your question because obviously coronavirus doesn't have a cure, but if we take whatever we can take, whatever our body can take to just boost up our immune system, we can boost up our immune system so that when the coronavirus comes, our body will be able to fight it off, because the coronavirus is a trickster, I'll call it, because when it gets into the body, it forms like a defense mechanism. When your defense, like soldiers in the body, want to fight an enemy, when they come out to fight, the coronavirus as well will come out to fight and pretend that before you know they start killing each other. That's when people start going down. Yeah, I think we might end up talking about this again next week. I've run over my time. My producer, I will say thank you very much, Brother Eddie Egwaije. Thank you so much for putting all this together, and thank you, Pastor Jido Hussaini and Christina John Hussaini. Thank you very much for calling and encouraging me to put this together. Thank you, Dr. Patricia, for calling, and everybody that have called from Nigeria. Thank you very much, and our heart goes out to people that have lost their lives as well. May God be with them and comfort them. And thank you very much. And she said, I'm proud of you. Thank you, and thank you very much. And Omolara Oduseto, thank you, Grandma, very much. Sister Sarah Amagu, thank you, everybody. Thank you very much, CTRIM family. Thank you. Really appreciate everybody that have tuned in today. I know, Sister Yinka, you're watching me. Thank you very much. Thank you, James, for calling. Thank you, Boma, Daniel. Thank you for supporting your mom. Thank you very much. I really appreciate everybody tonight. We might end up continuing. We'll end up to talk about the same topic next week. Thank you. God bless you.